Hello gamers and women gamers. It's me, the Giga Gamer. Someone who's been addicted to Kerbal Space Program over the past couple of days. Whee! Now, besides not really understanding how to orbit properly in Kerbal Space Program, another thing that I don't really understand is veganism. I do know a few vegans, but like, for me, I just never really understood the appeal, you know?
But Beak, think of all the cute little animals.
Counterpoint, meat tastes nice. Where I live, it's almost guaranteed that at least once a week, you and your family or your friends, you're gonna get together and, well, you're gonna have a braai. I'm pissed off with that stupid barbecue shit. It's not a barbecue, it's a braai.
3 men standing around a braai, sipping beer, staring at boerewors.
If you know anything about vegans, well, then I'm pretty sure that you know that vegans, they're kinda cringe. Which is why me, my American friend Decept, and my Australian friend Glider Guy,
full-grown Aussie,
we decided that we were gonna mess with some vegans. We were gonna infiltrate some vegan Discord servers. Yo, are you guys doing those really dumb undercover videos again?
yeah,
like,
that's
genuinely,
exactly what
are you?
we're trying to do.
Why
This
you
shit's retarded, bro.
my ones are so much better. What do you mean? Also, like and subscribe. If you don't, I'll infiltrate your home walls and live in them. As we all know, if you're gonna go undercover in a Discord server. Oh, and by the way, please don't go into any of these vegan Discord servers and make fun of the people in them. You can't just go in with your main account. That's just way too obvious. This infiltration, it was no different. I had to use every single ounce of my below average IQ to make a disguise that would never be exposed. I had to harness, well, my inner detective Clank to make Eugene.
Hello.
The stage was set, you know, we were ready to become vegans. But, well, here's the unfortunate thing. The majority of the servers that we found, they were either all just really inactive, they had really long authentication time period things. You must be a member for at least 10 minutes.
Alright, there we go. Oh, for God's sake, the
God,
verification shit again.
Or, well, they were in French. Pretty obviously, that meant that, well, we couldn't go into them to mess around with the people in them, but what I want you to do is, you know, take your brain and cast your mind back all the way to a couple seconds ago. Remember how I said the majority of servers that we found and, well, not every single server we found? There's a reason why I said that. Now, if you didn't know, my friends Glider Guy and Decept, they had previously gone undercover in vegan Discord servers, meaning that this undercover escapade, it's a sequel to their first bout of veganism. When they first went undercover a couple of months ago, they found this really active vegan Discord server. And well, not only that, in order to get into that server, you had to go through voice authentication. 2.3 million views! That's more than people in Hawaii! Back on track, considering that video did pull 2.3 million views, the people in that Discord server, well, of course they saw the video. But here's the thing. When they first went undercover in that vegan Discord server, I wasn't with them. Meaning that the people in that vegan Discord server, they know who Glider Guy and Decept are, but they don't know who I am. Because of this, Decept, Glider Guy and I, we deliberated for a little bit, but eventually came to the conclusion that I was gonna join one of these authentication voice channels to see what manner of thing I could get up to. I wanted to see whether or not I could get the vegans in this Discord server. I wanted to see if I could get them on my side. I joined a verification channel. Hell yeah, it's time to play some Clash of Clans, boys. Waited some more. Waited a little bit more. And eventually, the mods joined. After, you know, a little bit of introduction and a little bit of small talk, things along those lines, it was finally time for me to go on a thought-provoking journey into veganism. It was time for me to get interrogated about who I was, why I wanted to join this vegan Discord server, am I actually vegan? It was time for me to look deep inside myself and, well, pull out the long-forgotten art of bullshitting your way through a conversation. Strap in, lads. This is gonna be a long one.
So, what brings you here today?
Well, it's a vegan Discord server, and I've recently started my journey on veganism. And I don't really know much about it because I only started like when did I start? I started about like 3 weeks ago to a month is when I started, and like I don't really know like much about it. And like going online, you know, like there's so much stuff around like veganism, and people are like, oh yeah, that's cringe. So I kind of just want to like talk to like-minded people who understand veganism, just so I can get like a wider perspective on this whole thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got a fucking plan.
Yeah, I do.
All right. Damn. Well, since you said you've been vegan for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
What convinced you to go vegan?
Well, what's quite interesting is that my relatives actually work in the whole like dairy industry and stuff like that. And I've been to their farms before, and I don't know, I went to like the place where they like milk the cows and stuff, and like honestly they were like, you know, like this is our job, we have to do it, but it just didn't sit right with me, you know. And it's always like sat with me and like all of that type of stuff, and it's kind of like I can't really get, like, it's probably like really like weird to say, but I can't really get that image out of my head from seeing their cows, because they obviously don't want to be there. You know, like, obviously they're, like, against their will. I mean, they can't control it. You know, like, humans are, like, we're, like, the apex predators of the earth. So,
yeah.
I mean, like, they're just subjected to our will, essentially. If we want them to do something, they're going to have to be forced to do it. And I don't know, like, because of that, and then I've always felt, like, weird around meat in the shopping centers and stuff ever since then. So, I'm like, actually, no, I do kind of just want to make a difference and, like, be vegan, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it just because of the farms that influenced you to change, seeing the cows in that sort of way?
So a few of my friends in my like circle, lots of them they've became vegan recently too, because lots of them they're quite into their like fitness and stuff, and because of that they've like been introduced to the vegan diets and everything like that. And then since I gym with them sometimes, they're like, hey, you know, maybe you should try this. It helps you with like with growth, I guess. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll try that. So that's like a minor reason, but like the main reason is because like feel bad for the animals, basically. It's like the main reason.
Okay. Has there been anything else that you've seen maybe online, like activists or other videos or documentaries?
I think I watched like a Jamie Oliver thing about it a couple years ago. I remember that. And then there is that vegan teacher, but like it's the vegan teacher.
Oh,
you know?
God.
Yeah, like vegan teacher. Like, God, no. I mean, I have this whole theory that she might not even like be vegan. I think she's doing it to get like reactions like out of people and stuff. It's like rage bait and stuff. That's what I think.
That's an interesting opinion.
Yeah, and it's like I've seen like chefs and stuff on like BBC talking about it and stuff like that. So that's what I've seen, like veganism in the media, and also like in magazines and food magazines and stuff.
Cool. So, do you think that everybody should be vegan?
It's a bit of an interesting question, because at the end of the day, I do think that everyone should be vegan, because it is better for the environment, and I mean, animals, they have rights too, and like humans, we should respect their rights. But I also don't think it should be forced, if that makes sense. It should be encouraged, but I don't think you should force someone to do it, if that makes sense. But
how is
I do think
veganism?
Sorry?
How is veganism? Sorry for cutting you off.
That's okay.
How is veganism?
Veganism?
Oh yeah. Sorry, that's my
Cool.
bird. She's just chilling with me right
Oh,
now.
cool.
Anyways, how would somebody force veganism on somebody else? Because forcing is like you strap them down and literally force them to eat vegan, but you can't really do that.
I don't necessarily think it would be like strapping someone down. It could be something along the lines of, I don't know, maybe a municipal government or someone is like, hey, we're going to pass that you have to be vegan act, I don't know, 19 of 2021 or something, which would stipulate you have to be vegan or you will go to jail, basically, or you will be subject to something. So that's how I think you could force someone to be vegan.
So you don't believe that that everybody should be vegan, like that it should be made in legislation?
Yeah, like I don't think you should force it. I would like if everybody was vegan, but I don't think you should force it, because I think it sets quite a dangerous precedent for things that people could force in the future. That's what I think about that. Yeah.
how do you define veganism? Like to yourself in your own words?
Veganism to myself is maintaining a diet that doesn't affect, I guess, the earth in any way, and like the earth's inhabitants, so like cows and stuff like that. Like they are, I guess you could say, residents of the earth, and we share it with them. So I don't think you should really encroach on that. And it's also about like eating healthy and being conscious of what I eat and understanding what goes on, because I have the philosophy that you shouldn't just brainlessly believe anything. So like, just because if one person says like, oh, you know, veganism, it's bad and it's cringe, like, why are you saying that? And then if you do your research, you will learn that, oh, actually it's not that bad. That's my philosophy on vegan. But the main thing is just, you know, looking out for the animals because we share the earth with them, and just being conscious of what I eat.
Interesting. I noticed that you made this account yesterday. Any particular, or well, a couple of hours ago, really.
Yeah, I had this other account earlier, but what's quite funny, that account has been locked for some reason. I forgot my password or something, or something to do with two-factor, what's it called, authorization or something. Because I'm a mod on I was a mod on that on another server on that other account, but the problem is I got locked out of it because it was some bug with like, I don't know, it was weird. I can't even really describe it. I tried to get into contact with Discord, but you know, they're not helping me with it, so I had to make this new account. And I was part of a few vegan Discord servers in that account, but since I got locked out of it, I'm like, oh god, what do I do? So
but
I made this
like,
new account.
you've never joined this server before?
No, I haven't joined this server.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, what other vegan Discords have you been in?
What was the
Do you know the names?
There was one called like Vegan Activism Worldwide or something, I think is the name of that one.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
And I also found this like French one the other day called like Vege Carnisme or something. But yeah, I'm not French. I'm English. So
okay.
And we also like, me and my friends, you speak about like veganism and stuff like that. The server that I modded on was just like a private server for a bunch of people at my school and stuff like that who want to talk about veganism and stuff like that.
Okay, so you've advocated for veganism a bit, so do you know your stuff?
I haven't really advocated, if that makes sense. I've just kind of like spoken about why I think it's good. Like, if you were to ask me like,
well, that's kind of advocating, but yes.
Yeah, I guess I've spoken about it from my perspective. Like, if someone was like, I don't know, maybe like sit me on a council and be like, tell me like 101 million ways that veganism can change the world, if that makes sense. Like, say if, I don't know, my health head at my school was like, tell me about veganism, I probably wouldn't be able to like waffle on about like the millions of good things about veganism. I could only really talk about it from my perspective. That's what I've essentially done. And like, I've told my brother about like why he should go vegan and stuff like that. I don't think he's listening to me, but hey, you know, he's young, so maybe he'll come around in the future.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So can you describe the dairy industry and what happens to animals that are like subjected to that?
What happens in the dairy industry, from my understanding, and I haven't really done that much research into like the ins and outs of the dairy industry. I'm merely going from like my anecdotal thing that I witnessed at my relative's dairy farm a few years ago. So they have lots of cows, and what happens is that the cows get kept in very small locations. They're essentially only used for profit. They're used to get milk from the female cows and then be like, oh, okay, cool, we're going to sell this off now. So they get forced into dairy stuff where they get things clamped onto their nipples and stuff like that, which isn't very nice. And also like with, I think it's male cows, if there's no use for the male cows, I think they just kill them. I mean, same with the female cows too. Like if they've gone past their, I guess, usefulness, if that makes sense. Like, oh no, you can't produce any more like milk. They just like kind of take them behind the barn and take them out and then sell their meat for stuff, you know, which is disgusting.
So you know the process of how we get milk, right?
Yes, I understand
how female cows create milk.
I don't know how they create milk. I just know how we get the milk from the cow.
Oh, you don't know how cows make milk?
No, I don't.
Okay.
How do they make milk?
Well, first, the female cow is put in a rape cage,
Oh, God.
and either a hand is inserted inside her or a metal tool that
Oh,
will
God.
put the sperm inside her, so she's, essentially raped. And then they're kept in small cages, essentially, until they have the baby, and then their baby is taken away from them within 24 hours.
That's
If it's a male,
disgusting.
if it's a male, it'll be kept in a starvation cage for 30 days to make veal. And if it's a female, it'll probably end up having the same life of the mother, which is, rape and then having a baby. And then that goes on for around 6 years until the cow's killed.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. But anyways,
No, that
do
is very
you
disgusting.
know anything about the other industries, like egg industry?
I know a little bit about the egg industry, but like not much. I do know that chickens are kept in very small clutches and stuff, and basically forced to have eggs, which are then again used for profit. While the chickens are kept in very shit conditions, they have to like live amongst each other in like overcrowded spaces, and they have to live amongst their own excrement. It's quite disgusting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so you've been vegan for around a month, you said, or
Yeah.
2?
So not very long.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been vegan for?
It's been nearly 2 years,
Oh, wow.
actually now.
Oh, that's very impressive.
Yeah, I think maybe like a year and a half, nearly 2 years, something around there. I don't know.
Pretty cool.
But yeah. Do you know how do you get your protein now?
What do you mean? How do I get my protein? Like how the muscle stuff works? How it digests into the body?
Like, what do you get your protein from?
God, put me on the spot here. It's also like 3:00 in the morning when I'm recording this. I couldn't sleep.
When you're recording this?
Yeah, I'm recording a little bit of a documentary for my school about this. I'm talking to different vegans for like project and stuff like that. I think my class is health science. Is what I'm presenting it for. I've got this big vegan project that I'm doing with a couple of my friends. I'm not sure on the exact process of getting protein.
Okay. Well, overall, I'd say probably that I'm not going to give you the vegan role just because of your answers.
Okay.
But what I can give you is I'll give you the non-vegan role and the veg-curious role, so you'll still have access to voice chats and text chats where you can talk to both vegans and non-vegans.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and you can listen to the stages where vegans will debate non-vegans, and you could even go up there and talk to them yourselves.
Oh, cool.
But if you stick around in the server longer, you can re-verify sometime, maybe a couple months in the future.
Cool, thank you. Thanks for talking to me.
No problem.
And also, for example, like you didn't know much about the egg industry, and that's like we kind of have like a standard like for everyone who has the vegan role on the server.
Yeah.
We kind of expect them to like know what happens in those industries, since we are an animal rights advocate server.
All right.
So we expect them to know about that stuff as well.
It makes
so,
sense. I'll educate myself on that.
Yeah, like there are like a few documentaries you can watch. Like I don't know, like do you know any of the any documentaries?
I watched a Jamie Oliver thing a few years ago, but I don't remember the name of it. Other than that, yeah, I've watched a few, but like I don't remember their names.
What do you mean by a few? What was shown in those?
Like cow stuff, and also talking about like why the vegan diet is better, but like you know when you kind of like half listen to things almost. I was busy with my schoolwork and I had it on the background.
Okay, so it's,
yeah.
So do you mean like documentaries like Cowspiracy and Seaspiracy, for example, like on Netflix, or?
It may have been called that. I don't remember.
Okay. Either way, like what I can suggest you to watch. They're like if I may ask, where are you from?
Cape Town, South Africa.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right, you said that. Okay, so as far as I know, there are not specific footage from that area, but there are two bigger documentaries about, like, one of them is from the UK,
Hmm.
and the other
Interesting.
one is from Australia. I can send you YouTube links to those two documentaries. You can watch them both. Depending on which one is, like, I guess, more relevant to you or more interesting to you.
Sorry to interrupt, what's actually quite interesting about South Africa at the moment is that you may have heard of it. Do you know the oil giant Sasol? They're currently, well, they want to blast lots of the local area undersea areas for oil, essentially, which is going to really mess up the migratory patterns of our local whale life here, which I think is also quite disgusting. Like, it's disgusting. Maybe, like, have a look into it. There's going to be, like, a protest or something about it. I think tomorrow or something is when there's going to be a protest about it.
Well, I haven't heard much about that, to be honest. I guess I didn't get the wind of that, but yeah, it sounds horrible. I hope the protest gonna, like, put a stop to that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, about the documentaries, I'm gonna, if that's okay, I'm gonna DM you, like, 2 of those documentaries that you
Alright,
could
sure
watch. Like, especially Dominion, I would
Oh, cool.
recommend, because
Thank
they
you.
go through everything, literally, almost like, they go through, the meat industry, dairy and egg
definitely check that
industry. They go through wool as well. What else? Down, animal testing. There's even a section about dogs. It goes for everything. And the one with the UK, it only goes through, as far as I remember, the meat industry and the dairy and egg, like, just the basic, but it's all UK footage.
Alright, cool. I'll definitely have a look at that. Thank you for sending it to me.
Yeah, no problem.
Cool. Thanks, fun.
Yeah.
See you around, Eugene.
Yeah, bye-bye. Thanks for talking to me again. Thanks for taking time out of your day. With all of that being said, though, what do you think about the whole veganism thing? Be sure to let me know in the comments. At the end of this video here, I do just also want to say once again, please don't go into any of these Discord servers to make fun of the people in them, because, well, if you do, well, you just kind of cringe, mate. Moving all of that to one side, though, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.